10 weird things which the Babylonians thought were normal. 1. Capital punishment for petty crimes. The Hammurabi Code was ancient Babylon's legal code. It listed crimes and punishments. The code was based on the eye for an eye principle. Punishments were harsh. Status and gender impacted their severity. Over 30 offenses meant the death penalty. Even minor crimes had consequences. You could lose a hand for poking your dad. The code allowed trial by ordeal for unproven accusations like sorcery. The accused underwent a deadly test. If a man drowned after jumping in a river, his accuser got his property. But if he survived, the accuser was executed. 2. Abstinence as a sin. Babylon was unusually open about intimacy. People would be affectionate openly, sometimes on the terraces and occasionally on the streets. Not being intimate was considered a sin. There were special celebrations. They started out informal, then became sensual. Everyone at the event got physically close with one another. 3. Bride auctions. Bride auctions were a regular affair, especially in villages. They happened once a year. Eligible women would form a circle. Men would bid on them. The rich men got their pick of the prettiest gals. 4. Organ reading. Babylonians believed sheep livers predicted the future. When facing a big decision, they would examine a sheep's liver. They thought the shape, color, and marks conveyed messages. They made clay models of livers with fate markings. One model was for destroying towns. Kings would consult it before campaigns. 5. Feeding the statues. The Babylonians followed polytheism. They worshipped many gods and goddesses. The statues were seen as gods themselves, not representations. The statues needed feeding 3 times a day. They required wine and beer. They were adorned with jewels. Major god statues were paraded on festival days. 6. Stars placed by gods. Babylonian astronomers studied the stars. They were very advanced for their time, but they didn't understand space. They thought constellations were divine signs. Their astrology kind of worked. They could predict seasons by the stars. They often correctly forecast harvests. 7. Eclipse rituals. Eclipses terrified the Babylonians. They thought eclipses caused catastrophes. When an eclipse happened, they did a weird ritual. They'd light up altars and throw cloves over their heads. They'd sing and beg the gods for mercy. In the end, they'd break into scheduled tears. 8. Graves filled with honey. The Babylonians buried their dead along the city walls. Bodies were laid out full length in the earth. Most were buried without coffins or tombs. Some were wrapped in mats or bricks. Graves sometimes included the dead's belongings. Some had beads or honey, filling them up. 9. Clay bricks instead of stones. Babylonian buildings were made of clay bricks, not stone. The bricks featured colored glazes with gods, animals, and people. The city walls were coated in valuable blue lapis lazuli. 10. Ritual liaisons. Herodotus described a strange Babylonian temple ritual. Women had to visit Ishtar's temple at least once in a lifetime. They couldn't leave until they slept with someone for money.